Deuteronomy 28.
And if you faithfully obey the voice of the Lord your God, being careful to do all his commandments that I command you today, the Lord your God will set you high above all the nations of the earth, and all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you, if you obey the voice of the Lord your God.
Blessed shall you be in the city, and blessed shall you be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of your womb, and the fruit of your ground, and the fruit of your cattle, the increase of your herds, and the young of your flock. Blessed shall be your basket and your kneading bowl. Blessed shall you be when you come in, and blessed shall you be when you go out.
The Lord will cause your enemies who rise against you to be defeated before you. They shall come out against you one way, and flee before you 7 ways. The Lord will command the blessing on you in your barns and in all that you undertake, and he will bless you in the land that the Lord your God is giving you. The Lord will establish you as a people, holy to himself, as he has sworn to you. If you keep the commandments of the Lord your God and walk in his ways, and all the peoples of the earth shall see that you are called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of you, and the Lord will make you abound in prosperity, in the fruit of your womb, and in the fruit of your livestock, and in the fruit of your ground, within the land that the Lord swore to your fathers to give you. The Lord will open to you his good treasury, the heavens, to give the rain to your land in its season, and to bless all the work of your hands. And you shall lend to many nations, but you shall not borrow. And the Lord will make you the head and not the tail, and you shall only go up and not down, if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you today, being careful to do them. And if you do not turn aside from any of the words that I command you today, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. But if you will not obey the voice of the Lord your God, or be careful to do all his commandments and his statutes that I command you today, then all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you.
Cursed shall you be in the city, and cursed shall you be in the field. Cursed shall be your basket and your kneading bowl. Cursed shall be the fruit of your womb, and the fruit of your ground, the increase of your herds and the young of your flock. Cursed shall you be when you come in, and cursed shall you be when you go out.
The Lord will send on you curses, confusion, and frustration in all that you undertake to do, until you are destroyed and perish quickly on account of the evil of your deeds, because you have forsaken me. The Lord will make the pestilence stick to you until he has consumed you off the land that you are entering to take possession of it. The Lord will strike you with wasting disease and with fever, inflammation, and fiery heat, and with drought, and with blight, and with mildew. They shall pursue you until you perish. And the heavens over your head shall be bronze, and the earth under you shall be iron. The Lord will make the rain of your land powder. From heaven dust shall come down on you until you are destroyed. The Lord will cause you to be defeated before your enemies. You shall go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them. And you shall be a horror to all the kingdoms of the earth. And your dead bodies shall be food for all birds of the air, and for the beasts of the earth. And there shall be no one to frighten them away. The Lord will strike you with the boils of Egypt, and with tumors and scabs and itch, of which you cannot be healed. The Lord will strike you with madness and blindness and confusion of mind, and you shall grope at noonday as the blind grope in darkness. And you shall not prosper in your ways, and you shall be only oppressed and robbed continually, and there shall be no one to help you. You shall betroth a wife, but another man shall ravish her. You shall build a house, but you shall not dwell in it. You shall plant a vineyard, but you shall not enjoy its fruit. Your ox shall be slaughtered before your eyes, but you shall not eat any of it. Your donkey shall be seized before your face, but shall not be restored to you. Your sheep shall be given to your enemies, but there shall be no one to help you. Your sons and your daughters shall be given to another people, while your eyes look on and fail with longing for them all day long, but you shall be helpless. A nation that you have not known shall eat up the fruit of your ground and of all your labors, and you shall be only oppressed and crushed continually, so that you are driven mad by the sights that your eyes see. The Lord will strike you on the knees and on the legs with grievous boils, of which you cannot be healed, from the sole of your foot to the crown of your head. The Lord will bring you and your king, whom you set over you, to a nation that neither you nor your fathers have known, and there you shall serve other gods of wood and stone. And you shall become a horror, a proverb, and a byword among all the peoples where the Lord will lead you away. You shall carry much seed into the field, and shall gather in little, for the locust shall consume it. You shall plant vineyards and dress them, but you shall neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat them. You shall have olive trees throughout all your territory, but you shall not anoint yourself with the oil, for your olives shall drop off. You shall father sons and daughters, but they shall not be yours, for they shall go into captivity. The cricket shall possess all your trees, and the fruit of your ground. The sojourner who is among you shall rise higher and higher above you, and you shall come down lower and lower. He shall lend to you, and you shall not lend to him. He shall be the head, and you shall be the tail. All these curses shall come upon you, and pursue you, and overtake you, till you are destroyed, because you did not obey the voice of the Lord your God, to keep his commandments and his statutes that he commanded you. They shall be a sign and a wonder against you and your offspring forever, because you did not serve the Lord your God with joyfulness and gladness of heart, because of the abundance of all things. Therefore you shall serve your enemies whom the Lord will send against you, in hunger and thirst, in nakedness and lacking everything, and he will put a yoke of iron on your neck until he has destroyed you. The Lord will bring a nation against you from far away, from the end of the earth, swooping down like the eagle, a nation whose language you do not understand, a hard-faced nation who shall not respect the old or show mercy to the young. It shall eat the offspring of your cattle and the fruit of your ground until you are destroyed. It also shall not leave you grain, wine or oil, the increase of your herds or the young of your flock, until they have caused you to perish. They shall besiege you in all your towns, until your high and fortified walls in which you trusted come down throughout all your land. And they shall besiege you in all your towns throughout all your land, which the Lord your God has given you. And you shall eat the fruit of your womb, the flesh of your sons and daughters, whom the Lord your God has given you, in the siege and in the distress with which your enemy shall distress you. The man who is the most tender and refined among you will begrudge food to his brother, to the wife he embraces, and to the last of the children whom he has left, so that he will not give to any of them any of the flesh of his children whom he is eating, because he has nothing else left, in the siege and in the distress with which your enemy shall distress you in all your towns. The most tender and refined woman among you, who would not venture to set the sole of her foot on the ground, because she is so delicate and tender, will begrudge to the husband she embraces, to her son and to her daughter, her afterbirth that comes out from between her feet, and her children whom she bears, because lacking everything she will eat them secretly, in the siege and in the distress with which your enemy shall distress you in your towns. If you are not careful to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that you may fear this glorious and awesome name, the Lord your God, then the Lord will bring on you and your offspring extraordinary afflictions, afflictions severe and lasting, and sicknesses grievous and lasting. And he will bring upon you again all the diseases of Egypt, of which you were afraid, and they shall cling to you. Every sickness also and every affliction that is not recorded in the book of this law, the Lord will bring upon you until you are destroyed. Whereas you were as numerous as the stars of heaven, you shall be left few in number, because you did not obey the voice of the Lord your God. And as the Lord took delight in doing you good and multiplying you, so the Lord will take delight in bringing ruin upon you and destroying you. And you shall be plucked off the land that you are entering to take possession of it. And the Lord will scatter you among all peoples, from one end of the earth to the other. And there you shall serve other gods of wood and stone, which neither you nor your fathers have known. And among these nations you shall find no respite, and there shall be no resting place for the sole of your foot. But the Lord will give you there a trembling heart and failing eyes and a languishing soul. Your life shall hang in doubt before you. Night and day you shall be in dread and have no assurance of your life. In the morning you shall say,
"If only it were evening."
And at evening you shall say,
"If only it were morning."
Because of the dread that your heart shall feel,
Deuteronomy
and the sights that your
39.
eyes shall see. And when
And
all
these
these
are the
things
words
come
of
back
the
in
covenant
ships,
that
blessings
the Lord
and a curse,
commanded
a journey
Moses
that I
to
promised
make
that
with
you
the
should
people
never
of
call
Israel
to mind
in
of.
the
And
land
there
of
you shall
Moab.
offer yourselves for
Besides the
sale to your
covenant
enemies,
that
and
he had made
return
with
male
them
or
at
female
Horeb.
slaves.
And
your
Moses
children will
summoned
be no
all
and obey
Israel,
his voice
and
in all
said
that
to
I
them,
command you today.
You
with
have
all your
seen
heart,
all
with
that
your
the
soul.
Lord did before
Then the
your
Lord
eyes
your God
in the
will
land of
restore
Egypt
your fortunes, and
to
have
Pharaoh
compassion
and
on
to
you.
all his servants,
And he will
and to
gather
all
you
his
again
land.
from all the
The
peoples
great
where
trials
the Lord
that
your
your
God
eyes
has
saw,
scattered you.
the signs
If
of those
your
great
outcasts
wonders
are in the
but to
uttermost
this
parts
day
of heaven,
the Lord has not
from
given
there
you a
the
heart
Lord your God
to
will gather
understand,
you,
or
and
eyes
from
to
there
see,
he will
or
take
ears
you.
to hear.
And the
I
Lord
have
your God
led
will
you
bring
40
you into the
years
land
in the
that your
wilderness.
fathers possessed.
Your clothes
that
have
you
not
may
worn
possess
out
it.
on you,
And he will
and
make
your
you more
sandals have
prosperous
not worn
and
off your
numerous
feet.
than your fathers.
You have not eaten
and the
bread,
Lord your God
and
will
you have not
circumcise your
drunk
heart
wine or
and the heart of
strong
your
drink,
offspring,
that you may know
so that you will
that
love
I
the
am
Lord your God with
God.
all your heart and with all your soul.
And when you
that
came
you may
to
live.
this place,
And
Sihon,
the Lord your
the
God
king
will
of
put all
Heshbon,
these curses
and
on
Og,
your foes
the king
and
of
enemies who
Bashan,
persecuted
came
you.
out against
And you
us
shall
to
again
battle,
obey
but
the
we
voice of the
defeated
Lord,
them
and keep all
we
his
took their
commandments
land
that I command
and gave
you
it
today.
for an inheritance to
The
the
Lord your
Reubenites,
God will
the
make you
Gadites,
abundantly
and the half
prosperous in
tribe
all the work
of the
of your hand,
Manassites.
in the fruit of your
Therefore,
womb, and in the
keep
fruit
the
of your
words
cattle,
of this
and
covenant
in the fruit of
and
your
do
ground.
them,
For the
that you
Lord
may
will again
prosper
take
in all
delight
that you
in
do.
prospering you,
You
as
are
he took delight
standing
in your
today,
fathers,
all of
when
you,
you
before the
obey
Lord
the
your
voice of
God,
the Lord your God,
the heads
to keep
of your
his
tribes,
commandments
your
and his
elders,
statutes
and your
that are
officers,
written in this book of the
all
law.
the men of Israel,
When you turn to
your
the
little
Lord your
ones,
God with
your
all
wives,
your heart
and the
and with all
sojourner
your
who
soul,
is in your camp.
for this
From the
commandment
one who
that I
chops
command
your
you
wood
today
to
is
the
not
one who
too hard
draws
for
your
you.
water,
Neither is
so
it
that
far
you may
off.
enter into the
It is
sworn
not in
covenant
heaven
of
that
the
you
Lord
should
your
say,
God, which
Who
the
will
Lord your
ascend to
God is
heaven for
making
us and
with you
bring it
today,
to us,
that
that
he
we may hear it and
establish
do
you
it?
today as
Neither
his
is it
people,
beyond
and
the
that
sea
he may
that
be
you should
your
say,
God as he
Who
promised
will
you,
go over the sea
and as
for
he
us
swore
and bring
to your
it to us,
fathers, to
that we may hear
Abraham,
it and
to
do it?
Isaac, and to Jacob.
But the word is
It is
very
not
near
with you alone
It is
that
in
I
your
am
mouth
making
and in
this
your
sworn
heart,
covenant,
so that
but
you
with
can do
whoever
it.
is standing
See,
here with
I have
us
set
today
before you
the Lord
today
our God,
life and good,
with whoever
death
is
and
not here
evil.
with us today.
If you obey the commandments
You know
of the
how
Lord
we
your
lived
God
in
that
the
I
land of
command you
Egypt,
today,
and how we
by
came
loving
through
the
the
Lord
midst
your
of the
God,
nations,
by
through which
walking
you
in his
passed.
ways,
And you have
by
seen their
keeping his
detestable
commandments and his
things,
statutes and
their
his rules,
idols of wood
then
and
you shall
stone,
live and
of silver
multiply,
and gold,
and the Lord your
which
God
were
will
among
bless
them.
you in the land that you are
Beware
entering to
lest
take
there be
possession
among
of it.
you a man or
But
woman or
if
clan
your
or
heart
tribe
turns
whose
away,
heart is
and
turning
you will
away
not
today
hear,
from the Lord
but are
our
drawn
God,
away to
go
worship
and
other
serve the
gods and
gods
serve
of those
them,
nations,
I declare
beware
to you
lest there
today
be among
that
you
you
a
shall
root bearing
surely
poisonous
perish.
and bitter
You
fruit,
shall not live
one
long
who,
in the land
when
that
he
you are
hears
going
the
over the
words of
Jordan
this sworn
to enter
covenant,
and possess confesses himself in his heart,
I call
saying,
heaven and earth
I
to
shall be
witness
safe,
against
though I
you
walk
today,
in the stubbornness of
that
my
I
heart.
have set before
this
you
will lead to the
life
sweeping
and death,
away of moist
blessing
and
and
dry
curse.
alike.
Therefore,
The Lord will not
choose
be willing
life,
to forgive
that
him,
you and
but
your
rather the
offspring
anger
may
of the
live,
Lord,
loving
and
the
his
Lord your
jealousy
God,
will
obeying
smoke
his
against
voice
that
and
man.
holding fast
and the
to
curses
him.
written in
For
this
he
book
is
will
your
settle
life
upon
and
him,
length of days,
and the Lord
that you
will
may
blot
dwell
out
in the
his
land that
name
the
from
Lord
under
swore
heaven.
to your fathers,
And the Lord
to
will single
Abraham,
him out
to
from
Isaac,
all
and
the
to
tribes
Jacob,
of Israel
to
for
give
calamity,
them,
in accordance with all the curses of the covenant written in this book of the law. And the next generation, your children who rise up after you, and the foreigner who comes from a far land will say, when they see the afflictions of that land, and the sicknesses with which the Lord has made it sick, the whole land burned out with brimstone and salt, nothing sown and nothing growing, where no plant can sprout, an overthrow like that of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which the Lord overthrew in his anger and wrath. All the nations will say,
Why has the Lord done thus to this land? What caused the heat of this great anger?
Then people will say,
It is because they abandoned the covenant of the Lord, the God of their fathers, which he made with them when he brought them out of the land of Egypt, and went and served other gods and worshipped them, gods whom they had not known, and whom he had not allotted to them. Therefore the anger of the Lord was kindled against this land, bringing upon it all the curses written in this book. And the Lord uprooted them from their land in anger and fury and great wrath, and cast them into another land, as they are this day.
The secret things belong to the Lord our God, but the things that are revealed belong to us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law.